Oh, hi, my name's Crosmatron, or Crosmatron, and me hearties today we're going to be installing OpenBSD onto my laptop, which is a ThinkPad R40e from, like, the early 2000s. It's a Salo one with, it has, like, 256 megs of RAM, but I upgraded it to, a gigabyte, but a gigabyte's not really that much, but, yeah, so I'm going to try to get this thing booted up into the installer. The internal CD drive doesn't work, so I have to use an external one, even though it's only got USB 1.1, so it's going to take a while to get the installation going. But basically, you want to have the partitions kind of like this: one NTFS, one empty after it, and then you can set up the boot menu after that. So restart. So now we're going back to, well, I can't actually plug in the CD drive while we're USB CD drive while we're shutting down because it makes the computer lock up. So I have to do it during startup. So hopefully that's early enough. Actually, I'm just going to try to. I'm just going to try to use the boot menu, selector from here. Come on. Okay, so F12, removable devices. Right, that should work now. Yes, okay, I think it's working. So we'll just leave it go for a bit. Cool. So hopefully we should be able to do a web install, which means it should copy the files from the web rather than from the CD, because that's faster because the USB is so slow. So at the moment it's just copying the root disk so that it can boot off it. OpenBSD is actually probably not that useful because on this type of machine, even this is the newest version of OpenBSD 7.9, and thankfully they still have 32-bit version I can run on this machine, but it's like not going to be terribly useful because things like Firefox and Chromium don't support this. Basically, that's it. They just don't. So we're going to be screwed. So hopefully it doesn't take too long. As soon as the root disk is copied, it should start booting fairly quickly, and then we can hopefully the networking will work, and then we can do a web install. And once I get that working, I'm gonna try to install some packages once we restart in OpenBSD. But first, I'll try and get the boot menu working. So yeah. So how's your day been? Have you had a good day? Uh, how are you doing? How are you doing? Uh, um, hmm. So yeah. Hopefully this doesn't take forever. They do seem to have pretty good support for ThinkPad laptops. Even quite old ThinkPad laptops seem to work quite well. I know that the GPU in this machine is not going to work in OpenBSD because they never added support for it. Although it should work in Linux. It works in Windows. I mean, interesting. I've used most versions of BSD at some point, usually for important things. I've never used OpenBSD for anything except screwing around, but I've used OpenServer, I've used Unixware, Solaris, probably others. I just can't remember what they are. OpenServer. I didn't say that one. And generally, I like using macOS because you can just have the terminal with a bash or SSH, depending on what type of terminal you want, and you can do lots of scripting. So I tend to write lots of bash scripts for managing files and stuff like that, or for processing files in particular ways. So actually, OpenBSD has a lot of packages in their own repo which you can install for programs. So we can try a web browser from that. There's only Tdillo and NetSurf, I think, that are in there that will work. And actually, I am tempted to try and get Firefox to work, but I'll probably have to try and install a really old version, but I'm not going to do that right now. And, if I can get it to work, that would be really cool, but it's probably not going to be very useful. I did manage to, I mean, I've got Firefox working in Windows on this machine, but it's not useful. It's not. It's quite an old version. Most stuff doesn't work in it. Um, so and it uses so much RAM. Like 1 gig of RAM is barely enough to do anything. It's just really like it's amazing how much RAM you need just to use a simple web browser these days. But everybody has way more. Like 1 gig is like a stupidly low amount of memory to have in your computer for a modern computer. But this computer's slow as hell too. Um, so it's desperately trying to read all the data off the CD to get the system going. But yeah, one day we'll get there. So actually, originally what I wanted to do is have a FAT32 partition which I could share, which I still might try to do. But it's actually much easier to set up a USB disk to work. Um, so and if that's FAT32 formatted, then you can use that on both to transfer files, or you can just because I'll be able to get something like SFTP working. There's no Wi-Fi card in this machine, so what I'm actually doing is plugging an Ethernet cable from this machine to my computer, which is recording this. It's recording me right now. So what I'll do is actually probably just end up copying files to my computer and then back if I need to transfer files on this machine. Although I can't even see why I would want to. Probably don't actually need to. So OpenBSD versus the other versions of BSD or Linux, like OpenBSD has a very hard focus on security and robustness and stability and things like that, and they generally want to do things the right way, not try to hack things to be quicker. The scheduling code and stuff like that is not as optimized as Linux generally, so you won't be able to get like stupidly high performance out of it. But I'm gonna try to. Okay, so it's very close to being started, I think, because it's just. I think it's getting right near the end of the initial reading data from the CD part, just to get the root disk going. But yeah, this is a long time to wait in a video just doing nothing. I mean, I'm sorry it's boring. This is a real old machine, okay? That's why it's taking so long. I just hope that the installation works, because if it doesn't, I'm just gonna throw the laptop on the floor and step on it, and I'm gonna kick it, and I'm gonna shove it. I'm not sure where I'm gonna shove it. I haven't thought about that bit yet. I'll keep thinking about it right now while we wait. Do do boo boo boo. Okay. Yeah. I have been practicing singing a bit, but I need to do it a bit more because I really want to record me singing a bunch of songs. I want to do aha songs, aha, and also because I like Pippa, I want to do some Pippa songs like Pippa the Ripper and maybe Breakthrough, I guess. But I don't really have the right voice for that sort of thing. I can do aha quite well because I can generally hit the difficult notes pretty well. Oh God, it's here. Oh, thank God for that. Right. Okay, we're actually booting the system now, so I think it stops reading from the CD entirely at this point. So, I don't think there'll be any crashes because I think I ran this bit before. It's just complaining because the date's set wrong. So, we're just gonna do an install, normal install, I think. Right. Choose your keyboard layout, default system host name can be anything. So we'll just call it Open BSD. Network interface, BGE, autoconf. Hopefully this works. It should be trying to use DHCP. I'm going to hope it really works. It should work. It should work. It should work. I actually don't know if it'll work. Okay. Maybe I made a mistake choosing autoconf. Because I know what the IP address needs to be to work. I can actually just... I'm sure I set up... Oh God, it didn't work. Okay. System host name, OpenBSD, BGE. let's try putting in a forced one. .2.2 and netmask none. So we're not going to have version 6. Done default root 168.2.1 DNS host DNS domain name. Okay, my domain is fine. DNS name servers. So let's do this one. Password of root account. Yes. Do you want no? No. Allow root SSH. No. What time zone you in? Yes. Okay. What disk is your root disk? Yeah, that's right. Encrypt. No. Okay, so basically we do edit. So edit 1. So we have to set it to I think we have to set it to the right one for OpenBSD, which is A6, I think. No. Okay. Okay, so that should work. So what I'm going to do is we'll do help and we'll do quit. Right. So it detected the disk. So we're just going to do auto layout. Okay, so it's formatting the basically what OpenBSD likes to do is have different partitions. So I hope this works. No proxy, HTTP server. Okay. Okay, so basically I'm gonna do the number 5. I think I tried number 5 before and it worked. So basically I don't know how to stop this. Okay, I'm just gonna try and get to the end of the list. I think it's number 5. Okay. I hope this works to God. Okay, so set names done. Okay, I hope to God this works. Oh, it's downloading. It's actually downloading from the web. Okay, so it's installing, it's literally downloading and installing from the web. So hopefully this doesn't take too long because the reason, hopefully this doesn't take too long. The reason I'm doing it this way off the web is because basically it should be quicker than reading off the disk because the disk drive is very, very, very slow. So I think it's actually working. So I'm surprised. The reason I used 8888 as my name server is just because I don't know if there's a name server running on my computer that would work. I don't know why the DHCP didn't work because it works in Windows. I'm pretty sure I had DHCP working in BSD. I think if you I think when it says the DHCP fails, I think if you run the install again and then choose DHCP again, then it works for some reason the second time, and then it sets DHCP when the system restarts, and then it works. And basically what I've done is I've just sort of I forced the IPs to be what they need to be anyway to cheat, but it still seems to work. So yeah, so we're making good progress. We are making good progress. Yeah, so the goal of this video is to get at least some web browser working. The reason I chose Planet Unix and not AARNet, which is the Australia mirror, is because the Australian mirror always craps out for me when I'm downloading large files from it, and it has before when I've tried to. I kind of know that it would fail halfway through downloading each file, so I don't trust it. So I also skipped the partitioning, as you saw. I just did auto partition. The auto partitioning is a bit aggressively, like it gives very small amount of space. It should be enough to do like install some basic stuff, but it's very limited amount of space. It assigns most of the space to the like compilation directory, which is the one where like compiling happens. But basically, they have their own repo, and then there's like a ports repo, which is used for, I think, compiling your own packages. So compiling your own packages is generally a good. Well, I think the ports one requires you to compile your own packages. I'm not sure. I've never used it. I think in the old days it did, but maybe it doesn't anymore. Um, so we're actually getting quite far into this. So this is actually going to work. So I'm going to show you how to set up the boot menu in a minute as well. Once this is done, so we can just choose it from the Windows NT boot menu. Yeah, so it's really making good progress. I think OpenBSD should run a bit better than it would have if I didn't upgrade the RAM. I think, or at least I'm hoping that the extra RAM gives it a bit more oomph, if you know what I mean. Oomph. Okay, so hopefully this doesn't take too long. 2 minutes just to install the base packages. See, this has a magnetic disk, as you'd expect. It's not SSD, and also, and like, actually, it doesn't use, like, my understanding is OpenBSD doesn't really use a write cache because it's prone to screw ups if you don't, like, if you manage to have like a restart while there's a write, it can lead to corruption and stuff or something. So I think they have a bit slower disk writing speed anyway. Although I think on SSD it doesn't matter as much. But I'd have to look into that. I'm sure there's something like that. But yeah, so what I did on a virtual machine once when I set up OpenBSD is I managed to get the partition set up so that there was some swap space, and then the rest was just in the root, which meant that everybody had the same all the different directories in OpenBSD had had lots of space basically because they all had the same root partition. But the default way it works is that the different directories have different partitions, like mini partitions inside the OpenBSD partition. So I think you can resize later or something, but I'm not really sure. I don't know how to manage it exactly. It's something I'd have to look into. I might not actually run into any issues with that anyway, so maybe it doesn't matter. View the base one installed. Okay. Okay. Hopefully none of them are quite as big as the base one. So I guess this one is just compilers. I think it's compilers. I think OpenBSD uses CLang, but I'm not 100% sure. I think most BSDs do now because it has a friendlier license. Because back in the day, they all used to use GCC, but it's not actually a very friendly license. That GPL3, because the Linux kernel is GPL2, but most other GNU packages are GPL3. Okay. Okay, so the X11 one might be one of the bigger ones. So it's installed X11 by default, which is like the sort of GUI thing. Basically, there's a server X uses like a server client model, which allows you to use it as a network because it uses the protocol basically, so you can use it for networking. Like so you can run a graphical program on one machine and display it on another type thing. So it's actually like if I wanted to run Firefox, I could like run it on a better machine, but it would be displaying in like on my machine as if it was a local program, but not actually running locally. It would just be set up to display it on my machine. So you can do that, and it gives you the impression that it's running on your machine, even though it's not really. Okay, so I think that's most of the packages installed, right? Ah, that's done. Timer appears to be wrong, yes. Okay, so making all device nodes, this has to be right near the end of the installation. Oh yeah, it's running firmware update. This is needed for the Radeon chip to get it to work properly, I believe, because it has a Radeon chip in it. So we're getting very close. We're getting very close here. Getting very, very close, very close, very close. Going completely insane, waiting for the old computer to do anything. Okay, so I think it will set the Planet Unix one on the like as the default package location, so I can install packages from it. So they do actually update the packages. So if there's like if you're using the 64-bit version, you have Firefox, and every time there's a new Firefox version, they put the updated package on there, so you can manage through that to make sure you have the newest version. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff they do that with, but like, is this really taking this long? I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it run because I think this has to finish, right? I just don't understand why it's taking this long. Oh god, please. Please work. Please work. Please. Please work. Oh god, no, please work. It's taking so long. Do I pull the CD drive out? I don't know why it's taking this long. Oh god, hang on, hang on. I'm just gonna leave it go, and I'm gonna ask Google why OpenBSD. I'm just gonna say OpenBSD adds Intel taking ages. FW update. I don't. Uh, I think it must be working. I think I can switch between. No, I can't. Never mind. I'll just leave it go. Um, I don't know what's happening here. Ah, okay, okay, it finally finished. Okay, so we'll just leave it run because apparently it does finish eventually if we leave it long enough. I'm going to yank the CD drive. No, I shouldn't do that while it's doing this. As soon as the installation finishes, I'll yank the CD out. I don't know if I need to unmount it. I'll just check actually if I need to unmount it first. I'll type mount on the shell, and then we'll see. And we need to make sure we don't restart because this will have the new OpenBSD partition mounted with correctly, so we can access it easily, and also I can copy the boot sector from it, which is my plan, and then I can add the boot sector to the boot menu on Windows, and then when we restart, we should be able to select it, which will enable us to get into OpenBSD again without having to put anything like a USB disk in or anything. Oh, there we go. Oh no. Cannot fetch. Oh god, no. Okay, so I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check this. I don't know why this didn't work. Okay. Firmware. Dot OpenBSD .orgs, oh god, /firmware /7.9. Oh no. Okay, so the Radeon one, it failed to get it. So I don't know why. I think maybe cannot fetch. Okay. Failed to fetch during install. I'm literally just asking Google. um, it should, once logged in, run the automatic firmware tool. If you're OpenBSD, okay. I'm gonna try. Okay, so I'm gonna have to run that again. Firmware update. It should read like I should be able to run firmware update once I can get back into OpenBSD. So I'm just not gonna worry about it right now. Okay, shell. I definitely need to go into the shell. I'm gonna check to see if we're mounted. Is anything mounted? I'm just gonna yank the CD out. So I don't know if that's gonna cause any issues, but basically I'm gonna plug this in and then I'm gonna go basically make directory mount 3, and then I'll do so basically I need to do mount dev sd0i, because that's the name of the device, mnt3. That should mount it, I hope. This is mounting my USB disk, my like a normal rewritable USB disk. Yes, it's worked. So basically I can do that, and then I can run dd input, and then do dev rwd0a. So that's the start of the our OpenBSD partition. And then we can do OpenBSD 2.bin. And then we'll do BS512 count 1. So actually that's going to copy the first 512 bytes off the root partition, which is the boot sector. So now we should be able to use that to boot. And then I'm going to unmount the mount 3. Right, so that's unmounted my USB disk, pulled it out, and now I'm going to reboot the machine. And we should end up back in Windows. Is this going to work? I don't know if typing reboot will work. Oh, it is working. Cool. Cool. Okay, so, what a mess. Okay. So, we won't be able to get into the boot partition yet because we need to copy, the OpenBSD file from the USB disk onto our onto our Windows partition so it can pick it up. So, and then it should show, fingers crossed, in the Windows boot manager. Okay, we're back in Windows, I think. Come on, Windows. There we go. Back in Windows. We made it back into Windows. Okay. Come on, hurry up. Okay, so the next step is to I'm just going to go on the command line and I'm going to type E. Okay, that's the right one. And then I'm going to do copy OpenBSD2 to C OpenBSD.bin. Yeah, overwrite. Yes, because I think I had an old file there before, which won't work anyway. So I've just overwritten it, and then I'll do C, and then I have right. So there's our boot.ini, and then we'll open up the copy of boot.ini. So we have the OpenBSD one here, and I'll just do a Control C, and then I'll open up the other window again if I can work it out too. I hate Windows so much. And then basically we'll do a paste. Right, so it has to be in that format, and then I'll save, and then we'll restart. Oh no, I'll unmount. Is that because of... Oh, that's because of the terminal. Okay. Okay. Unmount. Right. So, it should open up... I'll just save this just to be sure. It should open up the... So now that Windows is restarting, once it's restarted, we should be able to get the boot menu up without having to use USB disk or USB CD. Oh, I hope to God this works. Okay. Okay, come on. Display the screen. Right. Okay. Come on, show the boot menu. Come on. Right. Please work. Please work. Yes. Okay. Why isn't it showing it? Okay, it is. Right. Phew. Okay, now it's booting off the USB disk. Not USB disk, sorry. It's booting off the second partition. Phew. So the first boot takes a while because it has to do some extra setting up. But it's not using any external things. Oh. It worked. Yay! Okay, so it switched into graphical mode. It's just going to do some other crap, and then I'll set up APMD, which is the power manager daemon, and I'll try and install some stuff. Once this is done, I'm going to put the disk back in, and I'm going to copy... well, you'll see. You'll see. This is actually working properly. I'm not going to bother setting up any other user accounts right now. I'm pretty sure that sound works and stuff already. OpenBSD has a lot of drivers, and it has a lot of... you can tell that they particularly like ThinkPads because they have a lot of support for the hardware. Like, I'm pretty sure like all the hardware is supported. Like, the sound should be working already. I'm surprised that the Radeon worked. Because it's using... It must be using the firmware, but I don't know when it got it. The firmware update, I mean. I can try running firmware update again. Oh god. I'm not going to run it right now, because it'll take a long time. I think the startup might actually run it anyway. But we'll see. Okay, we're getting very close. Yeah, it's setting up all the daemons. It's running firmware update again. Oh god. Add Radeon. Yeah, I should be trying to download the Radeon one now. Oh. Update Radeon DRM. Update none. Keep Intel. I don't know what happened there. Weird. Checking for available binary patches. I don't even know if this will work or not. I'm not going to mess around with the firmware update right now. I've got a feeling... I've got a feeling... Ooh... Okay. Alright, so... It has to... It's... Hurry up! Hurry up! Okay. I don't know... Okay. Right. Okay, we're here. So... This is OpenBSD. Does it have the right date? Yes. Yes. Do we have... Okay, first thing I'm going to do is get the RC control, enable advanced power management daemon. RC control, set advanced power management daemon, flags A, that's automatic mode. Start. Okay. So, right. Okay, so advanced power management daemon's running now. So that manages the power, like output, like it should idle better basically and not overheat as easily potentially, but we'll see. Okay, so package add. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do we're gonna do XV, which should be it's a nice sort of graphical program. Man, come on. I don't know how long it's going to take to run. Because I told it to use the Planet Unix one, I think it's going to be slightly more reliable because I think it's more reliable than the Australia mirror, like I said earlier. So, but yeah, we're making progress because we actually have a machine running and it has networking and we're downloading and installing stuff. I just hope. Come on, I'm just hoping it doesn't crash or break or something at some point. Although, yeah, it's just installing packages right now. Fingers crossed. Because I have more RAM as well, I think it's going to be a bit more reliable too than it might have been. Because I had such a small amount of RAM in there until yesterday I got an upgrade. It already is chugging away a lot less because I think it's got a much healthier amount of RAM. Oh god, is this really extracting this slowly? It's going faster. Good, good, goody. It is actually extracting and download. It's the way that this tool does it is it downloads and extracts at the same time. So it just comes down to networking and disk and everything else, but it doesn't download first and then install. It does both. Yay! It's getting there. Come on. Okay, so I'm going to try and install some web browsers in a minute, and we'll see how well they work. Oh, yeah, the TIFF one is big. Come on. Yeah, I don't. Who even needs TIFFs anyway? Probably not me. Okay, so XV is actually just a really old graphics displaying and processing program. It's a very early Unix one, like from the 90s. I don't even know if this is a modified version. I don't even. Oh wait, it has even. Oh wait, it has WebP support. I guess somebody must have added that. I don't even know what Jasper is. Um, so the fact that we can use WebP files, open WebP files with it is pretty amazing. That's very modern. Come on, hurry up. Okay, we're getting really close to the end. There's no way this is going to take much longer now, right? Oh God, is it really taking this long? Okay, okay, come on. All right, so, right, I'm going to plug my USB disk back in. And then I'm going to do a okay. There's an MNT directory there. I don't think anything's pointing to it. No, so I'm going to do a mount dev st0i to MNT. So this will mount my USB disk. It took a while to mount before, so I'm not worried about that. Copy the, yep, I'm going to copy that to my root directory. So that's a wallpaper file. And umount, mount. I'm going to pull the disk out. Don't need that again, right? Hopefully not. Right, and then in my root directory, I'm going to do vi x init rc, and then we're going to do something like xv root quit clock.bmp. I think that's what it was called. And then we'll do exec fvwm, which is the window manager, and then we'll escape, and then hex in rc, and then if I fingers crossed. Okay, please work. Yay! Set the wallpaper. All right. All right. So, um, basically, what we can try now is package add Dillo. Hopefully, this works. Hopefully, this doesn't take so long to install. Unfortunately, the font is quite tiny, but it's running the Dillo installation. So we do actually have the graphical thing working. So we can run what programs do we have? Oh, we've got calculator, and we've got um I don't know. We don't have many programs. I think you have to add more programs to the menu somehow. We do have a reasonable number. Well, we don't have that many programs installed, but we've okay. I don't know how long this is going to take to do everything. I don't know if this is direct rendering mode at least, so it should be quite fast. It's like I need to test that. Ooh, yeah. So I've got a feeling it would drag a full window quite smoothly, although it's not actually doing that there. But it's running. Oh, the other thing to note about OpenBSD is there's a lot of kernel and shell settings, and they're all very conservatively set. Um, So if you're planning on using it as a day-to-day thing, you probably want to set them to be a bit more um like modern, I guess, or more Linuxy, because on a lot of Linuxes there's they usually set a bit better by default. Because like there's just not really enough network connections allowed at once, and there's not really enough oh god, I hope this works. It's installing so much stuff just to install a web browser. It's installing the whole of Python. I'm going to run out of space in my packages directory if I'm not careful. I just didn't think it would need the whole of Python just for this web browser. Uh, well, it's probably just for add-ons and stuff. It's probably the case that it allows scripting, or maybe one of the other packages that Dillo uses requires Python. But as long as it installs and I don't need to... Okay, so I'm just going to check. Okay, so the normal installation directory is usually like user local for this, for installing packages. So I think it says we have quite a lot of space in there though, but I'm pretty sure it's installed in my stuff into user local. I think. It says we have quite a lot of capacity though. Oh, it's installing some stuff into... Yeah, it says it hasn't used much. It's installing Python still. Oh my god. Is this even worth it? Is this even worth it? It's gonna take forever. I guess I'm just gonna have to wait. Oh my god, it's taking so long. I think it's gonna fail. Please go faster in a minute. Okay, 6%. Um. Okay, so I can run top. There we go. Top is showing that Perl is using 8.4%, FTP is using 1.4% CPU. But yeah, so the machine actually doesn't feel that slow. I guess because I added more RAM to it. Windows actually feels really terribly slow still, Windows XP, but I think this OpenBSD doesn't even feel that bad. But I really I'm just eager to see if I can get Dillo working. I wanted to try NetSurf as well, but I mean, at least if I manage to get Python installed, then I don't need to worry about that. So glx info, is that right? glx info, yes. And then we'll do rep direct. So I think this will tell me if it's got direct rendering going. Although I'm not 100% sure about that. There are particular commands you can do to get CPU. Oh god, that's what I'm going to look up. I'm going to look up how to get CPU temperatures. Oh, direct rendering is working, so that means we should have quite fast performance there. So on BSD, how do we get the okay. So generally using it's much easier these days because you can do yeah, I can type something like this control HW sensors. Yep, so that says that the CPU temperature is 53%, which sounds right. The good thing about this, because it's a Celeron, basically the Celeron chips are really, they have such a small amount of CPU cache that it means they don't really get to process instructions that quickly. And hopefully with the APM running, it should be idling it more or better when it's not being used. So the CPU temperature should not go up. That's how power is managed on the Celeron. It's not the power consumption will not change, but it will idle, or at least maybe it will, but it will idle like through idling instructions instead of like there's no speed stepping. Really, speed stepping is a more advanced and mature way of doing it, but there's no speed stepping on this one. The fan is working, but it's not like I can hear the fan is working, but it says the fan is at 0 RPM, which is actually probably just it probably doesn't have a sensor to determine what the what the fan speed is. Okay, so oh, I just want to check to see if it says I wanted to see if it would say how much RAM we have anywhere. CPU free real cache swap. I don't know. I guess it's probably fine. Don't need to worry about it too much. But it is working. It's working okay. I'm sure that if I install some media players, like I can install an MP3 player and that should work. I haven't really. I'm not really gonna worry too much about that right now. I'm just gonna try and get Dillo to work. I'm getting really mad that it's taking so long to install Python, but at least it's downloading it. So I can do eyes while we wait. Look at that. It looks at the cursor. You can see that go? Whee! And then I can do we can open up the XV. There's XV. Oh, it's 2024 version of XV. I didn't know they kept updating it until then. But that's the program. Like it supports a lot of different file formats, including WebP apparently. So yeah, am I gonna make new? I will make new users, but I don't care that much. So generally on here we've got the home directory, which is where your user stuff goes. So if I hang on, yeah, there we go. So it says we have 140 megs available on the root partition, which means anything not listed elsewhere is going to be a part of that. It says it's only using 89 megs in that. The home directory has 1.5 gigs. This is all what the OpenBSD installer automatically chose. You can set these manually if you want. The TMP directory is the thing is it might be set up using the swap disk because I think there's a good chance it might have chosen to do that. I'll look into that myself. The user directory has the user directory has 766 megs. The X11 one has 164 megs free. User local, which I think is what package manager, the package add tool I'm using. installs to, but I'm not sure. And then there's the obt one, which is empty. I'm pretty sure that's only used for compiling stuff. And then the var one, which is just like logs and other shit like that. Um, so Python's almost installed. I just wanted to install a web browser. I didn't think it would take quite this long, but it's okay. It's just dependency hell situation, because I know that like so many packages need Python now that just if Dillo uses a package which needs Python, then it means because it uses SQLite. SQLite probably supports Python. God, it's installing add-on packages for Python. God, it's installing glib too. Hopefully that's not quite as big. Oh, it's not. Phew. Mm. Yeah, it's like okay, so clang. Okay, so yeah, it is clang. Clang is the C compiler. I don't think GCC is installed. Nope. Uh, but yeah, it's good that they got away from GCC. It's installing so much extra crap, which I'm surprised by. GTK4, why did it need to install that? Please. As soon as it installs, I'll run it. I don't know what running tags means. I have no clue. Oh, it did finish. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is package add netsurf. Hopefully that's another graphical web browser that is available. I think they're the only two. So it's trying to install netsurf now. Look, but Dillo is installed, so should be able to run it. Please work, please work, please work. Yes. Okay. So can I actually go anywhere and do anything? Please, yay! Google's working. Google's working. So I hope to God this works. What? Oh, but it doesn't have JavaScript support. Oh God, never mind. Is there any way? Is there any? Is there any? I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna see if Yahoo loads in any way at all. It doesn't look like it's working though. Whatever. Anyway, I got onto Google, but it didn't work. Okay. It's so slow. I am installing packages at the same time. Okay. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so netsurf might work better, maybe. Uh, okay, so oh yeah, old. I had an old search engine that I could use. Old search engine that shows old fashioned but old websites. There was one I was using. It's not that one. Oh God. There was a. I can't remember off the top of my head. I can't. I used to know what it was. I don't want. Okay, I'm just gonna. Right, I'm just typing this into Gemini. No, 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 no. I meant um a search engine that is HTML4 and shows old websites. There are a few, but I don't remember We're... Okay, so... Is it FrogFind? Okay. I'm gonna try this one. So we're gonna go Dillo, HTTP, frog. I don't think this is gonna work. Frogfind.com. And then we'll do... This is not gonna work, but I'm just gonna try it. We'll see what it says. Yay! They're still modern websites. None of these websites are likely to work properly. Anyway. Oh, cool. Oh, I see. It modifies the page. Does it work with Google? Sorry, does it work with YouTube? There's no way this works with YouTube. No. Never mind. But, yeah, FrogFind seems okay. It gives you a basic, a very basic version of the page. Okay, so, I think NetSurf is a more complete web browser. And Dillo has always been a very minimalist, simple web browser that doesn't support much more than... Oh god, it's installing so much crap. I really just want to get this over with now. Okay, we'll just wait for NetSurf, and then that will be it, right? As soon as NetSurf finishes... Come on, hurry up. Yeah, so I will try... Probably, because I can pretty much guarantee that most, like, like, media players and stuff probably do work, like MPV or MPlayer or FFM, FF Play as part of FFmpeg. Those probably all work fine. But a browser that actually displays YouTube correctly is probably not really possible, unfortunately. And I'm annoyed this is taking so long to install just NetSurf, but NetSurf is a more modern browser that has a lot of modern dependencies, which is why it's taking so long. But thankfully Python's already installed, at least, so if this needs Python as well, it doesn't need to wait for that. So, I don't even know if NetSurf is still being updated, really. But NetSurf might be the way to go, just because things work. I just really hope this isn't gonna crash, just because, like, the way this works is that it basically tries to do all of this in memory and then write the files and stuff. It doesn't actually write out stuff, as far as I'm aware. Oh man, there's so many dependencies. Hopefully I won't need to install those many dependencies anymore if I've got all of these installed already. Okay. Come on. I just want to get one. I want to be able to go to Google and see if it works. Because Google doesn't really work in Dillo. Okay. Okay, I think we're getting near the end. I hope. Because it's installing the NetSurf package itself. It installed all the dependencies first, and now it's installing NetSurf. And as soon as it finishes, I will run NetSurf, and then probably... Yeah, that is the end. Okay, so the running tags thing just seems to be to just get everything... It's probably just to run like scripts and stuff, probably. If they have any installation scripts that need to be run, which would make files, I guess. I'm assuming that's what that means. Message bus. The following new RC scripts were installed. Message bus. See, do I need to do anything there? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's ignore that, and I'm just gonna type in that stuff here. And we'll see if it starts. What? Nah. Okay, NetSurf is running. Phew. Let's see if it works. It might need the message buses to run to work properly or 100% properly. But yay! Actually, this looks much more modern and has Google here. So, I hope to God this works. Please work. Please don't complain about my browser. Like, oh God. Ow. Why? Why? I don't even know if NetSurf has JavaScript. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try Yahoo instead. Maybe Yahoo will let me do a search without JavaScript. I'm puzzled by this because I'm sure I got some really old browser working without JavaScript. Okay, so I'm just going to try going to Wikipedia instead. And actually, it might be better to use RogFind through Dillo for Wikipedia because it'll be much lighter. But I'm just hoping that I can get some web page to display correctly. Yeah, this is kind of slow. Oh my god, it's actually displaying. Please work. It's not really working that well. Oh man. Okay, I'm just gonna try this one. Democratic Autonomous Administration of North and East Syria. Okay, come on, display something. Yeah, it's realistically this is probably really. I just don't know why this is going this slow. Really, it is at least sort of working. It's not that well. I just don't know why it's taking this long. Really, I mean, maybe I can try. I don't know if it's just the JavaScript or if my RAM is full. I think my RAM is full. I think my RAM is full based on the unresponsiveness. Yeah. Okay, I'm just closing it. Does Dillo work? And Wikipedia.org. Okay. Does Wikipedia work? Sort of. Yeah, so Dillo probably does a yeah. I don't know who Ken Parsons is. But yeah, oh. It's yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'll just switch to maximized mode. No, it's not really maximized it. But yeah, there we go. So I don't know what's Backrooms. I don't know who this is, but so this isn't even using a simplifier. It's just using the original. Yeah. So actually, I had the same problem with Firefox. Anyway, which I just had with NetSurf, which is basically just that the machine doesn't really have the resources. So actually, I'm gonna quit. I'm just gonna quit first. Yes. Just want to quit. There we go. Yeah, so the trackpad I was using as well, and the trackpad was working fine. So that's it. So it's installed. There's the kernel debugging output if you wanted to see it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, it even says the USB when I put the USB disk in earlier. Do you remember when I did that? How much space do I have left on all of the partitions? I have quite a lot free actually. Yeah, I have quite a lot free. It's I'm not really running. Well, I'm not running out anytime soon. So if I made a user, the user would have 1.5 gigs of space, which isn't that bad. Oh, do I install links as well just to check it out? Hang on, I can do that. So I'm going to install links, and then I'll go to FrogFind in links, and then I can go to some websites. So links is a text-based web browser. It is still kept up to date. and because of changes, you need to keep modernizing your web browsers. So blogfind.com. Cookie, always accept cookies to make things slightly easier. So I can do yeah, there we go. Yay! So you can use this, and it's really lightweight. Will this work? Will this? Oh god, I don't even know if I want to go to any of these pages. No. Oh, IMDb. Um. Okay. Okay. So I think. Yeah. Never mind. Okay. So I'm just gonna go to Wikipedia. Pedia.org. There we go. Always accept cookies. Always accept cookies if that comes up again. Yes. There we go. Cool. I can do random article. I wonder what this will. Oh no, it didn't work. Oh no, it did. It did work. Phew. Yay! So the Seventh Church of Christ, Scientist Church of Christ came up. Shit. Well, but yeah, you can read. Generally, Wikipedia looks okay on learning links because look, I can just read it like this. Built in 1968, some modern style Christian Science church building located in the Loop at 55 East Wacker Drive in Chicago, Illinois, in the United States. Never heard of it. Never heard of that place. Is that a place on Mars? No. I would remember if it was on Mars. But, okay, that's it. Ciao. Bye.